Good day, everybody. It's Trent Klarenbach with the Klarenbach Grain Report. Today is October the 2nd, 2025, and let's talk about durum wheat. And we will look at durum wheat in Canada, primarily Saskatchewan. We'll look at durum wheat in the United States, and we will look at durum wheat in Europe. But first, I want to look at Canada here. This is our monthly chart, monthly price chart using the Klarenbach Price Index. And you can see, well, take a look at this here. I had this yellow trend line drawn. You've probably seen it in the past. We broke below that trend line. And right now we're finding some sort of support, some price action right around this Fibonacci level at roughly $7.50 a bushel. So that's interesting. The price index is trading at 746. I think that's close enough for my methods, my standards. But look how this Fibonacci level has been important on the monthly time frame in the past. I would say it acted as some sort of resistance here back in August 2020, some sort of resistance throughout November, well, I guess February through November of 2019 to February of 2020. And again, some sort of resistance back here in 2017. So that's where we're at right now. These bottom panes here, I have the RSI and I have the MACD. Nothing is really interesting. Nothing is indicating oversold conditions by the RSI standards. But nonetheless, I find it interesting that we're finding some slowdown in the price at that Fibonacci level on this previous resistance. Let's look at the weekly chart here. This is where it kind of gets a little more interesting to me. I mean, I got a few more lines on here, and it gets a little messy. And we have this diagonal down here right now, and it's, A, B, C, D, E. Sometimes, often we get an E wave down here closer, and we can't rule out a move lower. In fact, if I want to get really bullish or bearish, I can make a case for a test of that 575 a bushel level back here in these lows back in 2018. We're not there yet. It's a little early for that kind of discussion, but just be aware that that's a possibility. And these downtrends are difficult to reverse when they happen. So if we look at this thing, this diagonal, A, B, C, D, often there's an E wave, and let's test this bottom trend line before we get some rally higher. But in the short term, let's take a look at this. This is our RSI down here, and we're getting some divergence, I would argue, in the RSI. Now, what is divergence, you ask? Well, when we get lower prices here, but at the same time, we're getting a higher RSI. So it tells me that the strength of the downtrend is starting to change, and it often indicates a reversal in the price. Now, my conviction gets stronger when I have three of these, right? Three lower prices and three higher lows on the RSI. We're not there yet, but I kind of got the feeling we could get a rally here in the price. Now, how high can that rally go? Well, maybe it only goes up to, maybe it's only a 40-cent rally up to this previous support level and this upper trend line. But if you take a look at these moving averages, the green one's a 50-week moving average. We're quite a ways away from that. And often, the price usually converges on that moving average at some point. This purple 200-week moving average is declining overhead. It hasn't been retested yet, but it's going to take quite a bit of energy, quite a bit of demand to move this higher. Let's take a look at the daily, see what the daily's showing us here. And, well, this is kind of where it gets a little more interesting, too. I mean, we had this really oversold conditions, I would say, in the RSI. And, but, it just kind of shows you how we're finding some support, finding a bit of a bottom here. Is it enough to rally higher? I'm not entirely sure yet. We're below our 50-day moving average, so I can't be bullish, but something to consider. Let's take a look at what's happening in Europe. This is the weekly chart. This is the Cita Agri European Durum Wheat Index. And, well, see this band here? We've had this band, this range between 269 and 292. I don't know when we started publishing that, 2 or 3 years ago. It's been quite a while as a possible, as a price target, a magnet for the price, and we saw that. And right now we're testing the bottom of that range. We're testing the previous support level, resistance back in 2019, support back in 2020. Now, we're looking to see, are the buyers going to step in here? Are they going to give some support to the price? That remains to be seen, but often previous support acts as support until it doesn't, right? So that's interesting. Let's take a look at the United States market. Now, the United States market, I feel, will lead the Canadian market. And this is the monthly chart. And, I have some lines drawn on here. I have, there's a Fibonacci down. Well, let's start with this green line first. I had that as a area level of interest at 522. The U.S. index is at 549 as of last night. We haven't come down to test this green line, which is represented, or which I guess tracks the previous lows here back in 2017, 2020. So it's an interesting level to me. It'll be interesting to see if the price gets down there. But I want to show you this RSI here down here. It's RSI. And so we're below 30 on the RSI on the monthly chart. You can see indicated by this the red line, I guess. Going back on this chart, we've never been that low before. We've never been that low on the oversold conditions. I say oversold conditions in the RSI because that's what it represents, which is interesting to me. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't go lower, but it's indicating to me that maybe we do see a rally from this level here or around here. Maybe it goes lower down this 522. It's quite possible. I would not doubt it does, but I don't think we should give up on Durum quite yet. Let's look at the weekly chart. A little more wiggles and squiggles. So this is interesting. So obviously we've had oversold conditions on the weekly chart. Again, I've talked about that divergence on the Canadian chart. Let's take a look at this weekly U.S. chart. And while we're seeing divergence, we're seeing a lower low, and we're seeing a higher low on the RSI. So that's what they call bullish divergence. Now, I like to see 3 of these, but it doesn't always have to happen. Sometimes 2 is enough. We're also, if you look closely here, zoom in, kind of like, kind of reminds me of the Friendly Giant there, if you're old enough to watch that TV show. But we're crossing this average line, the yellow line here now. So that's interesting. So, we're finding a couple green candles on the weekly chart in the United States. So maybe we see a rally. Maybe we see a rally, up to this $6.10, $6 level. That's a 50, 60 cent rally in U.S. Durum. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I think we could see we call it a bear market rally at this point, because we're certainly in a bear market, but it's not set in stone, but I want to keep an eye on that. And maybe if you don't need to make the cash sale, then maybe you hang on to your Durum for a bit. My name is Trent Klarenbach, sunny in Saskatoon. Life's good.